back on the Morning Brew. This is great fun. And last week, you know that I watch the markets. I love this stuff. It's just to go up and down and up and down. And luckily, I don't have any money. Otherwise, I would have lost it and then made it and then lost it and then made it.
It was good last week that you didn't have any because the market would have driven you crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
What was, I know it was China stuff. What was going on?
It was international.
It was international, okay.
And money was flowing around. And of course, the stockbrokers, as we've said before, they make money when you buy, and they make money when you sell.
So they want something to happen so that you can do all that.
The worst thing in the world for them is a flat market. Right. They want volatility. So, you know, the brokers are picking up the phones, calling people saying, we're in a dive here, we're going down. Then you get to a certain point, you get to that computerized selling. And there's computerized buying as well, but what was happening last week was a lot of computerized selling. Well, that further exacerbates the sell-off, okay? So it's supply and demand. Is there a lot of cash for IBM stock? No. So they sell and the IBM stock goes down. So all your blue chips, everything responded negatively. People were bailing out.
Wow.
But then the brokers were calling them back, I guess. Got them back into the market. So you see where we finished up.
Yeah, we were up
Friday.
500, 600 points on Friday?
On Friday. We never got back to where we started the week, but it was a nice rebound. It'll be very interesting to see what happens today. But the bottom line is...
Well, your phone was boinging in your pocket. Does boinging mean market up or market down?
Boinging means that the market's talking to me.
Okay.
And I just looked, and the bond market is a little better.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's a good thing.
When
money flows out of stocks, it has to go someplace. So it goes into treasuries.
It doesn't just go like under the mattress or in the wall?
No, it doesn't go under the mat. There's no mattress out there in Wall Street. It has to go someplace. So people say, get me out of my stock position, put me into treasuries. Okay, well then the cost of treasuries goes down. And we've talked about that. As the market sells off, it's good for mortgages. And so mortgages ended the week exactly where they were last week. There was all this volatility, but mortgages really weren't negatively affected, weren't really positively affected. They just kind of hung in there. It's an interesting thing. My financial planner, financial planners kind of tend to put you into mutual funds and things like that.
They want to put you into
which
a
is
safe
long-term, not very volatile.
He had some 3 or 4% returns,
and he had to. Good. And some years you do better. And so he's on the phone with everybody last week, telling them to hold your position, hold your position. He sent out an email to me saying, don't get excited. The market was due for a correction. And if you think about it, the market has just been going up, going up, going up for a very long period of time.
And then Greece and China happened.
Yes.
And 2 international kind of monetary catastrophes like that. And everybody throws their money in here.
Well, and if China stops buying stuff from us, because we sell them lots of stuff.
Awesome.
And if they
is that not good?
Or if they stop buying stuff from us, it's not good for our factories and our companies here.
Of course.
Okay, so McDonald's, even McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're over there selling burgers and chicken.
Right.
If they stop buying because they devalued their yuan, you corrected me on that, it's yuan, I remember. And if they stop buying because the cost of a burger goes up or the cost of chicken goes up, because of the trade value of the yuan to dollars, that hurts American companies and it hurts American jobs.
Right. But I think in your case, and for what a lot of us on the ground worry about here in Albuquerque, is the idea of the mortgage and can we still afford a house? Can we still buy one?
Fear is what we worry about. And so what's happened here, we've seen it in the last couple of weeks, we've seen the seasonal adjustment, the hot house buying period is coming to an end. Seasonal adjustment is a reduction, 10 to 20% reduction in loan applications, purchase agreements.
Just because it's fall?
It's fall. People have got their kids in school. They're not going to move now. They did move, and now they're not going to move because they got the kids in school.
Right.
A big part of that. But also what you have to worry about is fear in the marketplace. When people see the reporting every day of the Dow Jones doing this, the Dow Jones doing that, people reporting on how the Dow Jones negatives can affect industry in the United States, people start worrying about their jobs. They start worrying about the big picture.
Right.
And they get a little goosey about going and taking on the debt to purchase a home.
Right.
And really, if you look at the history of the stock market and the bond market, there's no real bad time to invest in a home. It's where you live.
Right.
And so there shouldn't be that apprehension.
And people still in homes, even though there's there was some problems there.
Yes.
People still make 3 to 5% a year on their home, right?
Absolutely, especially in this market. And in some neighborhoods in Albuquerque, it's higher. So you can count on average, over 20 years, even the last 20, when things went terrible there for a while, you can still count on an average of 3% per year over the course of 20 years.
Wow.
And so that's why we tell people when we're talking about reverse mortgages, for example, we say, if you've owned your home since 2001,
you've got 14 years, 15 years.
You've got 50% appreciation in it. You've got 15 years of paying your balance down and 15 years of your appreciation going up. So you're going to have 50% equity position, and you're going to be 62 or older, and you're going to qualify for a reverse mortgage, which allows you to eliminate your mortgage payment for the rest of your life.
Which is amazing.
It's an amazing loan program, but it works even in the...
Unless you're going to live to be 114.
You win if you live to be 114. The government loses because you own your home.
Yeah.
Right through you ending up owing more on your home than it's worth, possibly, out at 105 years of age. The FHA says it's your home. You live there till you pass.
Oh, that's
it's
pretty amazing.
It's a great program.
That is pretty amazing. So what do you think we're going to see this week? Are we going to look at, I mean, are you looking at China? Are you looking at Europe? Are you looking at the bond market here? I mean, if there's anything that we should be worried about, what is it going into the
I want to
Monday
see the
morning?
stock market come back to where it was at the beginning of last week when all of this started.
Yeah.
Okay? That would be good for stability. It would be good for the psyche of the American home buyer, who I really cater to is the American home buyer.
Right.
It would be good for the psyche of the American home buyer. However, as we know, economically speaking, if the market tends down this week, bonds will trend up.
And that's
higher
better
bonds
for
is
actual
better for
home buying.
mortgages. That's right.
Yeah.
It lowers the cost of mortgages.
Right.
So I think indicators, we've been talking about Janet Yellen at the Fed raising the borrowing rate.
Not going to happen.
I don't think
with
it's
all
going to
this
happen in
volatility.
September.
No.
There were a lot of people beating the drum saying it was going to happen in September. Don't see that happening. December at the earliest, if at all.
Wow. Well, that sounds about right. I think the jobs reports aren't really quite where people want them to be.
They're better than they have been, but they're still not very good.
Right.
They're improving, but they're still not very good. There's still a lot of unemployed Americans.
Right. So between that, money going into the bond market, it looks like the whole thing, you got to just, it's going to hold on. It's going to keep steady as she goes. It's going to keep interest rates low.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens this week in the markets.
Let's go buy a house. It's a great time to buy a house.
Sounds like a plan. And we'll have more phone boinging here in just a bit. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on The Morning Brew with David Hughes, the chairman of Affordable Solar on The Morning Brew with Friends.